And now it's another 3-verse day. See if you can pronounce it, from Acts 2:31 to 33. And here's my shot. Proedon elalesen perites anastaseos tu Christou hoti uta enkatalemthe eis hadein ude he sarx autu eden diaphoron. Verse 32. Tutan ton Yesun anestesen hotheos, hu pantes hemes esmen martures. 33. Te dexia un tutheu, hupsothes tain te epangalion, tu pneumatos tu hagiu, labon, para tu patros, exeken, exeken, tuto, ho humes, plepete kai akuete. Okay, see if you can pronounce it. Okay, here's my pronunciation. See if you can translate it. Here's my translation. Having seen beforehand, or having foreseen, he spoke concerning the resurrection of the Christ, David, in other words. In Psalm 16, David foresaw the resurrection. This is a genitive. The article never lies. Genitive, feminine, singular. It's one of those sissy nouns. Cis, anastasis. They're all feminine. He spoke concerning the resurrection of the Christ, that neither, uta is neither nor, that neither he was abandoned into Hades, nor did his flesh see corruption. Verse 32. This Jesus raised God. Now this is the nominative and this is the accusative. So you might say, this Jesus God raised. If you want to try to get a little flavor of the emphasis here. Jesus is the emphasis in this sentence. Or you might translate it, God raised this Jesus. Who, of which, I think this should be, it's a relative pronoun, maybe translated, of which all we are witnesses. Apostles. That's what apostle is, a witness to the resurrection, who is sent to bear witness for that resurrection. Verse 33, on the right hand, therefore, of God. Interesting that it was plural in the psalm, I believe, or at least somewhere in here it's plural. I can't remember where. Therefore, on the right hand of God, having been exalted, aorist passive participle. Theta epsilon is my hint that it's aorist passive. And then I've just memorized thais as the nominative masculine singular participle ending. Again, the song, which I've done over and over again, we start with the present active, lu, on, u, sa, on, and then we do the present, middle, and passive nominatives. Amen, as, amen, a, amen, on. Then the aorist active participle in the nominative, lu, sas, sa, sa, san, and then the aorist middle, samen, as, samen, a, samen, on. And now the aorist passive, lu, thais, thaisa, then. Okay, so this is nominative masculine singular, aorist passive participle of hoops o. Having been exalted, therefore, on the right hand of God having been exalted, and tes is procrastinator, and the promise of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, having received from the Father, he poured out this which you are seeing and hearing. Okay. Now let's go in a little bit slower with the interlinear. Having foreseen. Okay, this is an aorist active participle. How do I know? Well, the id here is the video game, right? It's seeing, it's horao, and it's pro-seeing, foreseeing. Because it's an aorist active participle, we go having seen. On is the very first nominative masculine singular ending we learn. Lu, on, u, sa, on. So that's nominative masculine singular. I know that in the song it's the present active participle, but the stem is what technically tells you the participle. So the id here overrides my song. Roy Skelly came up with the song. The Greeks win over Rory Skelly. Elalesen is a aorist active indicative. He spoke. I can't remember if I have this parsed. I think I do. but it's easy to do it. Can you do it? See if you can parse it. Say all the things I've said them over and over and over again for the last 8 weeks. Here's what I say. A nu with an epsilon in front of it is almost always a movable nu. Throw it away. Epsilon is a very common third-person singular, active, past tense ending. And since it's sigma epsilon, we're going to go with aorist active indicative. And there's an augment that says, yep, this is past tense indicative. Concerning the resurrection of the Christ, that neither was he abandoned, aorist passive, theta eta, unto Hades, nor did the flesh of him saw. Adon is just the aorist of horao. I've got it memorized. That's another nu with an epsilon in front of it, movable nu, throw it away. Epsilon, very common third person singular active past tense ending. And this is indeed with the id again. It's actually a similar related form, id, between those two. He saw. The flesh did not see. Corruption. This Jesus God raised. Order is, again, you can say it again. You can say all the stuff. Say it. Nu with an epsilon in front of it. What do you do with it? Epsilon tells you what? Especially a sigma epsilon. What is this? And then sta is stand, histemi, on histemi, of which, probably of which. Could be masculine or neuter there. Of which we all are witnesses. Okay. Again, on the right hand, therefore, of God having been exalted. Already told you about that. And the promise of the Holy Spirit. This is an attributive construction. The kind of attributive construction we like is the Holy Spirit. But Greek could also do the Spirit, namely the Holy One. Having received, it's lobbing you an aorist. I know this is aorist because I've memorized that lob is the aorist of lambano. It's a participle, luon, very first nominative masculine singular participle ending. I realize in the song that goes with the present, but the stem is what technically tells you the tense, and lob wins. It's lobbing you an aorist. Having received from the Father, he poured out this, that you are seeing and hearing. These are both, of course, present active indicative, second plural, with a continuous flavor. And probably a descriptive present because they were seeing it right then. This is aorist. I'm not sure why. It's a weird word. We've seen it before. Okay, so the parsing to finish up today. I've already parsed that and told you about it. Go back and remind yourself. See if you can say all the things I said on your own. This I've already explained as well. It's from laleo, contract verb. The vowel at the end of the stem lengthens before you add a tense suffix. This one we've explained, katalepo. The P goes breathy because of the assimilation with the breathy theta. It just flows better that way. That's typical. Aorist passive, yeah. Again, this is aorist passive, aorist active. I asked you to do this on your own. Now I'll tell you the rest. It is an aorist active indicative. Sigma epsilon is a telltale sign of an aorist active indicative third singular. In fact, if you just showed me these last 3 letters, I would guess that whatever the thing I was looking at was aorist active indicative third singular. I just wouldn't know the word. I've already told you about this. Thais is nominative masculine singular. Again, contract verb, the omicron lengthens before the tense suffix. Okay. Labon, I've already parsed that for you. And then this is aorist. I'm not sure why it's aorist. It's from exakeo. And so it's just a weird word. I don't know it very well. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So we are almost done with the verses for the week. Just one more day. Have a great evening or morning or middle of the night or whenever you're watching this.